Hi everyone, I'm Doug from DigiPen in Redmond. In this video, we'll discuss the importance of having a consistent theme to our game's sprites and sounds. Imagine a video game where you're exploring the lost ruins of a forgotten civilization, equipped with nothing but a lantern and your wits. You've worked hard to get here. You found the secret entrance, you crossed the crumbling bridge, and you solved the riddle of the statues. While you're distracted by some mysterious text carved into the wall, you fail to notice a dark form creeping from the shadows of the corner. The creature draws near. You point your lantern at it, revealing... a duck? That might not be what you were expecting to find. Everything about the setting you're in suggests that you might run into a fierce predator, an ancient spirit, or maybe even a stone robot of some kind. This duck certainly seems to be out of place. This is because it doesn't fit with the game's theme. The theme of a game is its overall style. It's defined by its setting, including how its landscapes and buildings look, its characters, including the kinds of people, monsters, or robots it contains, its audio, including its music and sound effects, and many other things. When all of these parts of a game fit well together, we say that the game has a strong theme. For example, imagine a game set inside the human body. The hero is a white blood cell cruising through blood vessels seeking germs. The sound of a heartbeat can be heard in the background. These parts fit well together, so the theme is strong. Now say we give the hero a partner, a football player. This doesn't fit at all. His size is completely wrong. His art style doesn't match the rest of the game, and why is he paired up with a blood cell in the first place? The addition of this element really hurts the game's theme. Players tend to enjoy strongly themed games more than games without a strong theme, so it's a good idea to put effort into the theme when you're making a game. Let's work on the theme of Scratch Invaders and give our sprites custom costumes. Load what you've already done in that project, or visit the link in the description below and then click the See Inside button. We've already put a bit of thought into the theme of Scratch Invaders. When we chose the sprites, we tried to pick things that would look right in the context of the game. Now, we're going to make new costumes for our sprites. If you like the look you already have for any of the sprites in the game, feel free to use it as a guide while you make your own art. Let's start with the hero. Select the hero sprite, and then click the Costumes tab at the top. To the left of the costume editor is the costume list, shown in a vertical stack. At the bottom is the Choose a Costume button. Move the mouse pointer over this button, but don't click it. In the option list that appears above the button, select Paint. This creates a new, empty costume for this sprite. Pause for a moment before you start painting. What will you create? In order to maintain a strong theme, the other sprites will need to have something to do with the hero. This means that the decision you make now will shape the theme of your game. A game with a fantasy setting might have a powerful wizard for a hero. Alternatively, it could turn things around a bit. Maybe you play as a monster instead. A robot hero would be great for a game set in the future, or in space, or on a distant planet. Really, robots work well in just about any fictional setting. An undersea setting would be fun and unique, so we'll make a mini submarine as our hero. Be sure to spend a good amount of time and effort on your creation. Now it looks like the submarine costume is finished, but there's a problem. Take a look at the hero here in the game window. When we set its position to 0, 0, you can see that it's not in the middle of the window, even though 0, 0 represents the center of the coordinate system. This is because the costume is not centered in the editor. Recall your friend in the park. We learned that a computer would consider your friend's position to be a single point. It's usually best when this point is inside the area of your friend, like this. If the point is not within your friend's area, it makes things more complicated. See this little crosshair symbol in the center of the costume editor? This represents the position point of the sprite. Leaving the drawing off to the side of the crosshair is kind of like not centering your friend on their position point. We can fix this with the arrow tool. Select the entire drawing. If you look closely, you can see that there is a small blue cross symbol in the center of it. If we drag the drawing to move it so that this cross gets close to the crosshair, then it will snap to the center of the costume. With this fix, the hero's new costume is complete. Now we can move on to the bullet. Click the bullet sprite in the sprite pane. What should the bullet be? It depends on the hero. If your hero is a wizard, maybe it should be a colorful burst of magical energy. If your hero is a monster, the bullet might be a blast of slime. If your hero is a robot, they might shoot a pile of nuts and bolts. A good bullet for a submarine would be a torpedo, so we'll go with that. In any case, spend a bit of time making the bullet and remember to center it when you're done. Afterward, we can work on the enemy sprite. What kind of enemy character might your hero have to deal with? Think about what would fit your theme and choose carefully. If you're making a fantasy game with a wizard for a hero, they might have to fend off an invasion of monsters. But if you're playing as a monster, maybe you have to defend yourself against an invasion of wizards. If you're making a game set in space with a robotic hero, their enemies might be other robots. A lone good robot taking down an army of evil robots could be a thrilling story. In our game, the hero is a submarine, and the enemy is already a crab. This is a great fit. But the crab was drawn by someone else, so its art style doesn't match the style of the other sprites in the game. We'll use the old crab as a reference, and we'll draw a new crab based on it. Now that we've made our game's hero, bullet, and enemy in our own style, we've helped to give our game a strong theme. But this is only the beginning. As we continue to add more new sprites to our game, we'll further solidify its theme. Soon, we'll add music, new sound effects, and more. Scratch Invaders is just getting started. Let's recap what we've learned in this video. First, we learned about the different elements that combine to form a game's theme, which include its setting, its characters, its audio, and more. We learned that when these parts fit together well, the game is said to have a strong theme. People tend to enjoy strongly themed games more. We looked at examples of things that would hurt the strength of a game's theme, such as a football player in a game set inside the human body. Then we set out to create our own artwork for the sprites in Scratch Invaders. In this process, we learned about the importance of centering a sprite within Scratch's costume editor. In the next video, we'll give Scratch Invaders some background music.